What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Nike Dunks to look at. The Nike SB Dunk Low. Now this is the Marty McFly colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. Now these videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker did come in this mint green box here, and on the box here you do have the Nike SB branding with the Nike swoosh here in white, and then pretty much throughout the entire box you have more of that mint green. You do have more of the Nike SB branding there in white. Other than that, at the bottom of the package you actually have just, more of that mint green, and you do have the Nike branding here in white and the copyright information. That's pretty much it for the bottom, but for those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Nike Dunk Low Premium SB. The colorway says Wolf Gray, White LT, and then Retro. And this is a swing box lid up underneath, nothing too special. It's just, the brown cardboard box. And you do have a stamp here on the top left. Other than that, you just have this regular white tissue paper. It's not double wrapped or anything like that. It's just, the plain white, tissue paper, which is standard with most Nike Dunks. From up underneath, from there you are met with the actual sneaker itself. Now, this sneaker was actually influenced by Marty McFly, who was actually a character played by Michael J. Fox in the movie Back to the Future. The sneaker was actually influenced by some sneakers that he actually wore in that movie, which are called the Nike Air Max. And those are the shoes that you actually see with the electronic power laces that he wears in the movie. So a lot of the materials that are on this sneaker are consistent with that sneaker. But we're going to dive right into it. I love the materials. I love the concept. Excellent sneaker. But let's go ahead and get into it. Nike SB Dunk Low, Marty McFly. So we're going to take a look at the right sneaker first. So from hindsight, the sneaker does look like what you would expect from any other Nike SB Dunk Low as far as shaping and everything, but it's just the materials are a little bit different. Let's start with the lateral side of the sneaker first. So starting with the panels here, you do have this wolf gray here and going towards the back heel, and that is in leather. Then you have more of that wolf gray here and up around the ankle collar and the mid portion of this panel here. You actually have this mesh material, and again, this is the same material that's actually consistent with the Nike Air Max. You do have this white Nike swoosh here in leather, and it does have the white stitching as well. Going towards the laces of the sneaker, you do have more of that wolf gray leather, and it does swing downward going towards the front toe box area. Now going towards the midsole of the sneaker, you do see that it is and that it's kind of like a light gray there, and it has these speckled green paint blotches here, and I thought that was a pretty solid touch. And then up underneath, it kind of looks it's a glow in the dark situation at the bottom of the sneaker, but it's not. It just has that hit of green, and it is kind of translucent, so you can kind of see through it. But other than that, nothing really too special on the lateral side. So let's take it over towards the front toe box portion of the sneaker. So you are met with more of that gray mesh material here, and then you do have this leather mud guard situation, and they do have the gray stitching, and the gray stitching is pretty consistent throughout the entire sneaker itself. Feels pretty good to the touch. Again, this is just some mesh material, just a little bit different than what you would expect with most Nike Dunks. Now the sneaker does come pre-laced, and they did give you these flat white laces here, and then up underneath you do have this heavy padded thick white tongue, and it is in that nylon mesh material. And it's kind of like the same thickness that you would expect from like any other, Nike SB Dunk. On the upper portion of the tongue, you do have this white tag, and it does have Nike SB there in gray, and then it does have the Dunk Low Pro Text there. The sock liner of the sneaker is in all white, and that's pretty much it for the front. So let's swing things over towards the medial side of the sneaker, so it is consistent with the other side. You do have these hits of gray leather going towards like the back, and then the upper panel here swinging all the way towards like the front toe box area. In the mid portion, you do have more of that wolf gray mesh material here, and more of that gray mesh material up here, like towards like the upper portion going towards the sock liner of the sneaker. You do have the white Nike swoosh there in leather with the white stitching. Other than that, you do have the gray midsole with the green speckles, and then the translucent green sole. Going towards the back portion of the sneaker, so you do have up top in leather, it is a piece of white leather, and they do have the Nike branding there stitched in gray. And then you do have more of that mesh material here rippled out with the stitching, and then more of that leather and gray here. And then of course you see more of the midsole and the with the speckled green with the gray midsole there. Going towards the bottom portion of the sneaker, so pretty much what you expect from most Nike Dunks. It does have like that circular traction here up top, and then the remainder at the bottom. That's pretty standard, like there as far as traction with the Nike Dunks go. And then smack dead in the middle, you do have this white tab there, and it does have the Nike SB branding there. That's pretty much it for the bottom. Now the sneaker they actually did give us a few lace options here, and they did give us like these mint green laces, and then actually gave us the gray. I actually feel like the gray would look good on this one. The mint green, it doesn't really match like the bottom portion of the sneaker, so I wouldn't go with those. So like, I don't know, I feel like the white laces are here to stay, but the gray is a pretty good secondary option. Now I'm not going to take it out, but the insole of the sneaker, if you can look at that design there, it is actually supposed to replicate like the hoverboard that Marty McFly was driving or riding around in the movie. So like, I thought that was a pretty decent touch. And then you do have like some Zoom Air and then Nike Air branding there in white on the insole. But other than that, that is pretty much it for this sneaker. The left sneaker is pretty consistent with the right. Everything is the same. If I were to actually rate this sneaker, I would give this one a 10 out of 10. I love the concept, love the materials that were used. As far as size, and I did put these on feet, and they do fit like, how most Nike Dunk Lows do fit. To me, that's actually true to size. I don't really foresee a reason for you to want to go up or down like, like a half size or anything. So yeah, just stay true to size. But I definitely want to thank the vendor who actually sent these over to me on the channel. This is a new vendor. I'm gonna put their information here. And one thing that I did love, now I don't know, I just thought that it was a pretty dope touch. So like, this is like, it's just like a little pop figure here, and it actually has I guess it's just Marty McFly here from like, the movie, and he has like, with sunglasses on. Like, but at the end of the day, man, I thought that was a dope touch, man. Like, keep doing little stuff like this, Born. Y'all gonna go a long way. But at the end of the day, that's pretty much it. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay engaged with me on all of my social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys a B-roll and a 360 like I always do. But there you go. Nike SB Dunk Low, Marty McFly. So there's the front portion of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right. Lateral side of the left. There's the bottom. There's the medial side. And then there's the rear. But again, I thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.